This 20 bed, 20 bathroom property can be yours for just 240,000 euros. It's got over 10,700 square feet and it comes with a lovely outdoor patio. Wait till you see how close it is to amenities and fun things to do. I'll give you all the details, so keep watching. If you've ever dreamed of retiring to France or Italy, or buying a vacation home there to make memories with your loved ones, you're in the right place. I started Traveltirement to educate and inspire lovers of Italy and France to make their travel dreams a reality. Join me and thousands of others over at Traveltirement.com. The property is located in Gurmançon, which is in the extreme southwest of France. The department is called Pyrenees Atlantique, and it's on the border of Spain, right at the Basque Country. The famous beach resort town of Biarritz is on the Atlantic coast, just an hour and 40 minutes away by car. You could make a short trip down to Pamplona, Spain in just 2 hours and 39 minutes. That's where they have the famous Running of the Bulls. Gurmançon is right next to Oloron-Sainte-Marie, which we'll take a look at in a little bit. With a backdrop of the Pyrenees Mountains, this looks like a great spot if you want a quaint French town, but with access to larger cities, beaches, and skiing. Let's jump on Google Maps to check local amenities and fun things to do nearby. The blue pin on the map represents where the property is located, and the blue shaded area shows how far you can drive within 15 minutes. I see a dozen grocery stores in that area, including an Aldi, a Carrefour market, and an Intermarché grocery store. There are also many restaurants nearby for you to try out. There are also over a dozen wineries about a 20 to 30 minute drive from the property. There is at least one hospital with emergency room services and urgent care in Oloron-Sainte-Marie, as well as several hospital options in the nearby town of Pau. The main train station in Oloron-Sainte-Marie is just a 9-minute drive. From there, you can catch a train and be to the center of the city of Pau in just 36 minutes. As far as outdoor activities, the town of Pau also has a couple of locations where you can go canoeing, kayaking, rafting, or stand-up paddleboarding. And if you love skiing, you can reach the Pyrenees Mountains and about a half dozen ski resorts within a 50-minute to 1 hour and 30-minute drive. And a couple of these places look incredible. Before I show you the property photos, let's jump down to Google Street View and look at the immediate vicinity around this property. The property for sale is this entire structure. It is massive. It includes an owner's accommodation and then, as I mentioned before, 20 individual rooms, each with its own shower. It's obviously a former hotel and restaurant, but you're free to do whatever you want with it. I've moved down the street just a little ways, and I wanted to show you the other side. It does come with this enclosed parking area with a gate, and also just wanted to show you it literally is in the foothills of the Pyrenees, which you can see in the distance. The hamlet of Gurmançon is very small, but it borders Oloron-Sainte-Marie, which we'll look at in a moment. The only amenity that I can see that's walkable from this property would be a cold cut store where they have meats and cheeses, and it's a very short walk. The town of Oloron-Sainte-Marie is super close, just a 9 to 10 minute drive. It's extremely quaint, so let me zoom in and we'll take a couple of looks at some spots there. The old town of Oloron-Sainte-Marie has that classic French architecture, which I love. There's a beautiful river that runs right through the middle of town, and I do know a couple of these old places right on the river are also for sale. In fact, I see 74 properties for sale in this immediate area that are priced under 250,000 euros. There's also this beautiful open green space park area, which is very close to the train station in Oloron-Sainte-Marie. Now let's go take a look at the property photos. Here's a shot from the outside, similar to what we were standing on the Google Street View. And I can confirm that it's not only this building you see immediately in front of you, but it is also that structure on the right, which it is just a massive place, over 10,000 square feet. Here is that private parking area for the hotel and restaurant, which would be yours. And you can see the gate over to the right here, but you can also see there's also some green space out next door. There is an aerial shot you'll see in a couple of photos, so you'll be able to get an idea of the total amount of space you have. This area, I would assume, was maybe like the reception area. It looks like maybe there's a reception window either on the left wall there or the right. Here's the former bar area, which Again, if you're up to it, you could open up your own bar, your own bed and breakfast, maybe rent these individual rooms out for small businesses. I don't know. Sky's the limit. This is looking out the door into the street area where we were first standing. Here's another large open area, which maybe was the restaurant. You could turn it into like a massive living room, or again, if you wanted to open it up and have it be a bed and breakfast with an eating area, this would be perfect. This beautiful enclosed outdoor patio is just amazing. I can imagine having a fire pit out here to use during the winter. You could put in a jacuzzi or hot tub. Again, a lot of possibilities. Here's another one of the indoor spaces, and I'll just comment that in all the pictures, there's not a ton of pictures, but in the pictures I've seen, there's nothing like, there are no ceilings falling down and no walls collapsing. It looks to have been kept in pretty good shape. Here, if you come up the stairs, this is like a landing area where I assume there are some of the guest rooms off of this area. I did request more photos from the real estate agent, but unfortunately before this video was made, I had not heard back. Here's the overhead shot I was talking about, and you can see you have not only that first part we saw out by the street at the beginning, but also that little annex building that's on the right. You can see the enclosed patio is totally separated from the street. You also have the private parking lot, again, behind a gate, as well as some green space there for outdoor use. A few things to point out in the property listing. It says that the property was originally a stopover for pilgrims on the Santiago de Compostela Trail, which is just a pilgrimage. It also says on that ground floor that there is the reception rooms, a bar, a space for a large kitchen. So I assume that it does not include the kitchen equipment. And there are separate bathrooms on the ground floor. As I mentioned earlier, it says the upper floors consist of a large private accommodation. So I assume that would be like the owner's residence, as well as 20 bedrooms, each with its own shower room. And of course, the private parking area and the outdoor patio. And if you think 240,000 euros is a lot, I'll just remind you that the average price of property in the United States is currently $346,000. In fact, if you own your house in the United States like my wife and I do, you could potentially sell your property in the United States, pay off your mortgage, buy a place like this for cash so you'll have no mortgage payment, and still have a chunk of money left over for living expenses. If you want to see a French property that's about half the price of this one, but surrounded by castles and wineries, then you should watch this video now.